with the character of Mac, we don't really get to see his personal life a lot. We don't see where he lives. We don't see the people he interacts with outside of work. Did you find that you had to fill in the blanks of what his life was outside of his professional life?
To a certain extent, but I'm one of those actors that's quite instinctive, really. I think, you know, it's a very, very well-written and very tight, lean script. And there wasn't, you know, one of the things I liked about it was that you didn't see all of that, that you know, the central story was the thing that took a grip and carries you through the movie. And I'm one of those actors who, you know, I believe in playing the script. You play what's there and you try and execute what's on the page as well as possible. I don't often feel the need to do masses of research around that if it's not directly relevant to what's on camera.
Interesting. I mean, it is an incredible script. There is a lot that's right there on the page. And I understand that James encouraged you not to read the book beforehand.
Yeah.
How did you resist sort of that temptation of delving into it? Because it is an incredible book as well. There's a lot.
Well, it's very different, and I've done other things as well that were based on books, and they very soon become their own animal, really. And again, I'm a great believer in you play the script. At the end of the day, you've got to play what you're doing, and sometimes it can be sort of frustrating to read a book and be influenced by that when there are elements that are totally different or elements that haven't been put into the script. And I was so impressed with this script that I was very content just to play what he sent me.
I think in watching the film, you're kind of reminded that the Troubles in Northern Ireland weren't that long ago. We tend to think of it as a far removed portion of history. What do you remember about that time period?
I went there in that period, really, during the Troubles. I was touring a theatre play, and we went to Belfast for a week. So I remember it was a war zone. You know, it was soldiers on the street. It was helicopters, searchlights in the evening. You know, army doing drills everywhere. You know, down streets, and it was. You know, it felt dangerous. The people were great. The people within the town, and when you went out and you sort of hung in the bars and sort of, you know, the people were really warm. But the place had a, you know, it felt like a war zone.
And do you find that you understand a different aspect of that period of time now, having worked on the film?
I think so. I think the thing that impressed me about the material was just the fact that everybody, to a certain extent, in this movie is trapped. There were tough times, and it was a tough place to live. And to a certain extent, everybody was compromised, and everybody was born into that, and you know, and in that environment, you know, it was tough. It was a very tough place.
And as I was saying earlier, you know, it's a difficult film to shake. You see it, it really makes you start to think about that period in time. It gives you a new understanding of something. Do you remember the last time you saw a film where, you know, you had a similar reaction?
Actually, I just saw a film very recently called, it's a Belgian film called Our Children, which is based on a true story about a mother that got to a place where she ended up killing her kids, and it was brilliantly and beautifully done, and that kind of has stayed with me.
And do you think that, you know, being a part of this project has also been difficult to shake, this role, this story?
I mean, I saw the film and I was very proud of it. I think James is a really serious director, and I think he handled this subject matter very, very tastefully and sensitively, and it was always a very tight, good script. So when I saw the film, I was very happy with it.
I feel like you've kind of been on a world tour almost, because the film's been in a number of festivals throughout the world.
Yeah.
What did you notice about people's reactions? You know, did it vary from country to country?
No, I mean, it takes a very strong grip, is what it feels like. It feels that, you know, it's the kind of film that, you know, people are pulled in. It's a great premise, you know, to start a film off where you give somebody a choice of going to prison for a long time or working for MI5 and then sending her back out there. That's a great opening for a movie in terms of tension, in terms of, you know, from then on, you know, there's a very tight, tense atmosphere for the rest of the movie, and I think it plays well.